guys, welcome to take two of the Gotta Have Miami show, episode 28. Yeah, we started a little while ago, and then we had this whole entourage of little guys coming behind us.
Yeah,
and
field trip coming through.
Field trip coming through. So this is take two. But again, thank you for joining us on episode 28. We are in
historic Virginia Key Beach. We're here for a reason.
Yep.
The subject we want to talk about is here.
It is right behind that sandcastle.
Right behind the sandcastle. Yep. So we'll get to that. It's super important for Miami residents.
Yep.
But you had something you wanted to bring up.
I do. I wanted to. We just closed on a property recently, and one of the nice things that we get to do is help clients, and it brought back something to me that I think is very important, and for me to be very grateful to all of the clients that we've ever helped out. And I mean, it's been in the thousands. I've been doing this for quite some time.
Yeah.
And you get testimonials, you get all of these, nice words, thrown at you. And I've always said that, Javi gets a special kind of testimonials. Usually realtors get like this whole written story and they ask for them and all of these things. But I work it the other way. Give me a second. So when you get a Javi testimony, you get a bottle of McKellen's. So that's a say a lot. So I want to thank my friends that offered this, and they actually asked me a question, which we wanted to talk about too.
Which is a common question.
Yeah, which is a really common question. We've harped on this often, that if you are a residential, you're going to get your 250 or your 500,000. That's really what changed real estate, and we've really hit on this in the last couple of episodes.
Yeah.
But now let's take it a step further. What if it's an investment property?
Right.
And then you're cashing out on this investment property, and then you're looking to do something with that money. Let's say, in this case, they're talking about upgrading a home.
Okay.
Buying a new home, moving to a new location. And then I've always been an advocate, and there's two sides to this story all the time. Mm-hmm. And I've always been an advocate that if you're going to buy a personal property, carry a mortgage on it.
Yeah.
There is a tax deduction,
interest?
Interest, even though right now with the 25,000 standard deductible, it's kind of been taken off the table. But if you've cashed out X amount of dollars, it's really not in your best interest to pour it back into a home unless you are looking for a lower monthly payment or whatever, because it's in actuality, it's dead money. It's equity money sitting in your home, and until you either sell the home or either pull out a loan on it, you basically just have equity money there that's sitting there.
Right.
So let's say you pull out 500 grand out of your sale and you put it into a home. Again, unless you're trying to work a favorable number for a mortgage payment or something like that,
right,
it's better to take 250, 300,000 of that portion and go invest it. Don't pay off debt. Don't do things that you're going to rebuild it back again.
Yeah.
Don't go buy a car. Or go buy a car. If you want to buy a Lamborghini, buy a Lamborghini.
Go for it.
Go for it. But I think if you put that money to work for you in a better way, and then as an investment standpoint, I think that's a better play on that kind of money. So that's a question that was asked to us, and that's something that we're looking forward to. We're looking for you guys to give us questions, and then from there we can try to give you some specific answers that will be beneficial to your situation. And
so Jav's recommendation, if you're getting some profit, you have some cash in your hand from whatever you've just done, you did a big deal, you got a bonus, you got a whatever, instead of dumping it into your primary residence to think you're paying off your home faster, let's invest it and make more money on the money you have.
Yeah. And if you want to pay off your home and you have a mortgage, just add one principal payment on a monthly basis. Take your one principal payment, if it's $2,000, divided by 12, and put that into principal every month. Not one payment at the end of the year. Do it every month.
Yeah.
And that's going to bring us. And that's going to bring us in the future to interest-only loans. We're going to talk a little bit about that. I know that's going to become a topic and an issue in the next few months.
Oh, that's exciting to
hear. Yeah, that's it, because the Feds just raised the rates 0.75. They're thinking about raising it again. It will affect mortgage rates. So I think you're going to start to see some other options out there.
Yeah.
So, while we're here.
Okay, so
while
we're here
girl.
at historic Virginia Key Beach. The
Sandcastle.
city of Miami is working on the homelessness problem, and they're looking to find a transition zone, is what they're calling it, to put some temporary shelters and get these people access to social services. Right. So there's two locations that they're considering placing this transition zone, and this is one of them.
Virginia
Historic Virginia Key Beach. We just saw there's camps, summer camps going on, lots of children. You have a school down the street. You have a beautiful beach and all this wilderness around you.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to protect it. So if I'm going to cast my vote, if that matters, I say not here.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's other opportunities, and unfortunately, we've had the homeless issue for us has been going on and on and on. And I heard a statistics which was actually very interesting. In Coconut Grove, the homeless situation has not gotten any better or any worse. It's the same folks that are out there all the time. And it's an unfortunate thing, and we've dealt with it in many different ways, some well, some poorly. We had the Pottingers Act, which if you didn't know that, that's one of the laws that was implemented, and it had its pros and cons. You have people fighting over the fact that public bathrooms in downtown to keep homeless out of downtown.
Yeah.
So really all of you're doing is you're creating something that is almost like segregation, or segregating a population, a community that already has its assistance, because you have Camila's House, you have quite a few other opportunities. And I think, you know, we want to touch on something that Virginia Key Beach was a segregated beach.
Correct.
Correct?
Yes. So back in the day, don't remember the year, but this was only accessible by boat, and it was predominant, or basically only used by blacks.
Yeah.
Because they were prohibited from going to the other
Correct.
beaches.
Yep.
So this became their beach.
Correct.
So kind of has like a bad taste, you know,
Yeah,
to segregate. And then I feel like they're secluded. So is it like the city trying to hide them here?
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah, and I think, and again, it's just the fact that why hit on something that is already has a troubled history.
Yeah.
We've been moving forward on this for quite some time.
Right.
And then to bring this back into conversation, it just, I don't even know who thinks these things through.
I mean, this is a registered historical site.
Yep.
You have all this wilderness, and there's endangered species. I read them on the website.
Yep.
I don't remember what it is. But you know,
it's not iguanas, but they're all over. Trust me.
But I think it's important that Miami specifically, since we're so limited on land and we are going to develop a lot, we might as well really hold dear these historic
these green spaces that we have.
Right.
And we're losing them every day more and more. And I think this is a key one. I mean, this is something that intersects two cities, because it's the city of Miami, and then you pick up Key Biscayne.
Right.
It's been used for years, and now it's becoming even more and more as an outdoor activity, something that really is what Miami is about.
Right.
Because one of the things that we really do well is our sports, outdoor activities.
Correct.
And individuals. It's you know, we have a huge biking community.
Right.
The
cyclists are not happy about this.
Yeah, actually, from right here, I remember driving the Ragnar race in 2015, which is, if you don't know what the Ragnar race was, it was a race from here to Key West.
Wow.
Which it's 190 something miles. So you started here and you ran down and you had all these stops, and we had a team of 12 young ladies, and some a little older. Okay. But they came in third place, and I remember being the driver for one of them. It was actually one of the most fun events that I have ever done.
Are they still doing this race?
They stopped it because, again, politics gets in the way, and they didn't want the traffic going down there, and it was a great event. But they run one in Cape Cod, out of Falmouth. So one day we'll run that one also. I ran 3 of those legs to unsupported legs for the ladies, and it was one of the most fun events I've ever done.
Sounds like a lot.
Sorry, that's on a side note.
But I think that the second site that they have, it's in Liberty City on the corner of 71st Street, and to me that's more realistic.
Yep.
They are going to be closer to social services.
Absolutely.
You know, you have all of the resources downtown.
Yep.
The homeless here, they would be setting up, I mean, I'm just assuming, tents or temporary shelters for the people, and also for the social services to work out of.
And you're isolated here too.
Yeah.
You're in the way of a hurricane.
True.
So it's just a bad idea all around. And actually, if we do have a hurricane, most of the damage or the collateral damage is actually brought here to be sorted and be eliminated. So all the trees, all of the damage comes here to the other side, to the other Virginia Key, and that's where they actually process it to get it out of the system.
Right.
So that's even more. So I think it's just, again, whoever came up with this idea, I don't know, but hey, you know what, have at it.
So tonight, at the City of Miami, City Hall, the commissioners are having a meeting about this. I don't know if the decision is going to be made today, but I know it's a topic on the board.
We'll see how it plays
today.
out.
So if you got time and you want to go call
City Hall.
your district, what is it? Commissioner. I couldn't
City
get the
commissioner.
word. Call them, send them an email, show up at the meeting.
Show up. You can go to right after. You can go to a little dinner at the Bayshore Club, which is a brand new place, which we just shot our other video from.
Yeah.
Where we were dying in heat. Today we're in shade. There's a nice little breeze, so it's a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I wanted to touch another thing too about segregation, and this is a lot of things. You weren't born. You weren't even around, but.
Right.
It's very interesting to know. When I was here, I came into Miami in 1965. We were still segregated. You still had the blacks that could only go in the back of the bus, and you had white drinking fountains and black drinking fountains. You didn't have pools. That was one of the comments that came up recently about Varick Pool and the fact that a lot of African Americans don't swim because they don't have access to public pools. And one of the real interesting parts was Coral Gables, and I was already in the public school system. I'd already gone to Carver, and I was already in Ponce. Coral Gables still had a segregation for what they called their residents, that you had an area of black and an area of white, and you could not cross over. And this was up until 1975, until they put it on a referendum and they voted it off the referendum. Here's the interesting part. 1975, we had already seen a big transition. We were already kind of evolving into a big city, and the population of Coral Gables voted 62 in favor of eliminating it, but there was still 37% that wanted to keep it in favor. It was a 4,500 vote. So when folks tell me that, you know, stuff is bad now, guys, it's been, as Billy Joel once said, we didn't start the fire.
Right.
And it's still out there, and you're still going to have bigotry. You're still going to have all of these things that we've been dealing with. But you know what? Hopefully we'll be moving forward.
I think it's a good idea.
And little by little, and even in that law, they had that blacks had a curfew that they had to be in by 6 o'clock. And again, it was 1975 when they changed this law.
That's not long ago.
Not long ago, and that's really, really interesting to know. So Coral Gables, they got their stuff together. We still have a little bit of that.
I mean, it's going to linger. You can't get rid of it, get rid of all of it.
Right.
But if we collectively, you know, make the conscious decision to just make better decisions.
Little by little, we're trying. All right, so do we have a exit strategy for this show?
Yeah, we're going to exit.
Okay.
Thank you for tuning in.
Right.
Please subscribe to our channel
Please
if you
do.
haven't. Also, share with a friend if you think they might be interested, and send questions.
Right, and for all the realtors out there, you may want to check our site, because I know that we're addressing the future of websites and real estate.
Check it out,
gottahavemiami.com. Gottahavemiami.com. And again, we thank you for visiting. Please subscribe. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.